Hey, this is Chelsea Constable, and this is the solo lesson series. Today we're going to cover one of my all-time favorite Randy Rhoads solos, Mr. Crowley. I read in a magazine where Max Norman, producer of both Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman albums, said that Randy was the best guy at tracking and overdubbing his solos he had ever seen. So I created a backing track. We're going to try to duplicate that here today. The first guitar is a tremolo guitar. It covers all bar pieces. The second guitar is just an overdub, and the third guitar I'm going to be playing live. Then I'll break the solo down into quick, easy sections. So let's go ahead and get tuned up. This piece is in standard tune. I'll give you an A or open fifth string to tune to. Here's the first section, slow. Here's the second section, slow. Here's the third section, slow. Here's the fourth section, slow. Here's the fifth section, slow. Here's the sixth section, slow. Here's the seventh section, slow. Here's the eighth section, slow. And here's the ninth section, slow. And here's the 10th section, and Randy uses the bar and dives down about 2.5 steps. Hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Also check out my other lessons ranging from country, rock, bluegrass, and even jazz. Stick around a little longer and I'll give you a rundown of my gear that I use. First, I will start off with my guitars. I use Gibson guitars, and personally, I have always loved the Les Paul Customs. They are my favorite. I use DiMarzio pickups, and some of my favorites are the Super Distortion, the AT1, and as far as the vintage replacement from DiMarzio, I love the PAF 36th anniversary and also a Blues Bucker. I use a custom strap by a great company called AF Designs. Their attention to detail is unbelievable. They are extremely comfortable when playing heavy guitars, and you can check them out at snakeskinstraps.com. I use David Bray hand-wired point-to-point plexi-style amps. I feel like they are one of the best and most affordable on the market. David can build a custom amp for any of your tonal needs. Normally I run a true stereo rig, 2 heads, and 2 cabinets. I run a Bray 4550 on one side with a Stone Age bottom cab loaded with Celestion Heritage Series G12Ms. On the other side, I have a Bray 100 with another Stone Age bottom cabinet loaded with Celestion Heritage Series G12Hs. As for my speaker of choice, to me there really is no choice. Celestion is the best on the market hands down. Celestion really is the voice of rock and roll. My favorite cabs are Stone Age custom cabinets. I use the 412B. John Wheeler at Stone Age makes one of the finest cabs on the market today. It's a rock-solid, roadworthy cabinet with overall clear tonal definition. Stone Age cabs also use AccuSound high-purity copper speaker cables to internally wire their cabinets. As for all my cable needs, such as guitar, speaker, patch, and even mic cables, I use AccuSound exclusively. I use MusicCord Pro from Essential Sound Products, built by Michael Griffin, for all my amp and power needs. I use Keeley pedals exclusively. If I have another pedal on my board, it has been modded by Keeley in some shape, form, or fashion. Keeley puts out the Framptone amp switcher. I've got a couple of these, and now they have introduced the Framptone 3-banger. If you're like me and you've got several amps and you like to A/B them every now and then, this is a must. Next is the 6-stage phaser. I use this pedal on my version of Eruption. It's on the entire time. I've played all the old vintage phasers, and this one covers any type of phase sound you would ever want. I think Robert makes some of the best effects on the market today, with attention to detail and what the players need. I really appreciate him and his talented staff. I use Heil exclusively for miking my cabinets. I'm using a classic setup, summing the mics at different levels and by flipping the phase on one. I use a Heil PR30 and PR40.